fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and Star had a question for me, and she asked, Mark, what was the worst airport experience that you've had? And I'll be honest, I've had some not good experiences, and sometimes it had nothing to do with the airport. Like, I'm here in Savannah, Georgia, and the first time I flew down here was August, and I walked out of that climate-controlled, air-conditioned airport into 100-degree, 100% humidity, and I was like, I can't breathe! I literally thought I was dying, and my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, Jocelyn, was like, just breathe, honey, just breathe, you'll be fine, it's just the humidity. So that was kind of a bad experience from here in Savannah. But I think my worst experience flying, I was actually flying back from Lithuania, and I was flying into Chicago. And when I got to Chicago, I had a connecting flight. And we'd been delayed, so I know I didn't have a lot of time. So when I got through customs, I was in a hurry. You know, and if ever you look like you're in a hurry, and I was young, I was like in my early 20s, early mid-20s, and I was like in a hurry, so I'm like looking for my bag, like, let's go, let's go. So of course, the customs officer's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, I got a flight that's in like 35 minutes. I've got to get to the other terminal. I'm at terminal 5. I got to get to terminal like 2, you know, and they're like, oh, really? Well, we're going to go through your bags. And so like they had the dog there and everything. And they were kind of rude about the whole thing, like expecting to find something. And there's nothing there. And I'm like, and literally, I'm like, I'm going to miss my flight. And they didn't, I mean, they don't care. I understand why they do that now, but it was so frustrating because I knew there was also a blizzard coming in to Chicago. So here's me grabbing my stuff when I finally get to leave, put my stuff in my bag, get out of there. Of course, my flight's already gone. So I hop on the train, go through customs or go through security again, get back into the other terminal in Chicago. I'm like, oh yeah, your flight left and we have another flight later tonight. I'm like, is it gonna go? They're like, probably not, because the snow started coming. They're like, but we could get you on the first flight tomorrow morning. I'm like, you know what? If it's gonna be a blizzard, I don't think that first flight's gonna go, or the second flight. Could you put me on the next day in the afternoon flight so it might get out? And they're like, oh, okay. And they did that. And the snow came, and it came, and it came, and the people got snowed in. I actually slept in Chicago O'Hare, which is totally not fun to sleep in. It totally sucked, felt like crap, and guess what happened the next morning? First flight, canceled. Second flight, canceled. So that third flight had all those people whose other flights were canceled wanted to get on, but I already planned for that. So I actually got on the plane to get back home. But man, that was such a cruddy night of sleeping at Chicago O'Hare. I mean, there was some nice people that worked at the airlines that were like, we would say hi, but like there was no blankets, there was no cots, there was no nothing. It was really not a very fun experience, all because I got held up at customs because I was in a hurry. So that was one of my ones I'm still bitter with, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of times I don't fly through Chicago, even though I live near Chicago, just because the whole experience there with that was so bad. So that's my like bad, you know, airport experience. And I've flown some crazy airports that aren't great, but that was really annoying. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, Star, about my worst flight, or my worst airplane or airport, I should say, experience, because my worst airplane experience, that's a whole other ball game. Anyway, I wish y'all the best. I'll say bye from here in Savannah. So a little epilogue to the airport not funness at O'Hare. So the next flight I took after that video filming, I'm now here at O'Hare, and we were supposed to land in another city, but we couldn't, so now we're at O'Hare, stuck overnight. Yay.